What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Phoenix here, back with another Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. And in today's video, I want to touch on something that we discussed a while back, which was in the video about the so-called rumor leak that we saw on 4chan that involved the Wraith. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. Join the 24% of people that are not subscribed. We're on the road to 400 subscribers here on the channel. And other than that, let's go ahead and get right into it. So obviously, if you guys haven't seen the video about me talking about the Marvel Spider-Man 2 leak a while back, the leak brought up a major point about Wraith, and I wanted to cover it. So along with that, we're gonna be merging together. This article comes from Game Rant as well, and it says, if you guys do not know about the Tombstone missions, then there's a chance that this could probably be some sort of blueprint for Wraith to follow, or at least for Insomniac to follow. But anyways, it says right here, part of what made Tombstone's questline special was that it felt like it was building up to something from the beginning. Players go on a few side quests to track a drug Tombstone is peddling that gives his fellow criminals tougher skin like he has. With Peter beating down the thugs before eventually making his way to Tombstone's hideout, once there, a unique boss fight plays out that is different from the game's other fights. Players are rewarded with an interesting cutscene at the end that highlights what makes Insomniac's Tombstone unique. This exact format could be borrowed for a Wraith questline, with players tracking her crimes throughout New York City before eventually confronting her in a unique boss battle. Special enemies could even be added for these side missions, with Yuri potentially recruiting her own faction of rogue police officers that are sick of the city-wide corruption and want to take justice into their own hands. They could use some of the same gadgets that Yuri wields to provide new challenges for players to overcome, easing players into the Wraith fight where she wields stronger variants of the same tech. You guys know, I feel like with Wraith, they need to make her a little bit more interesting, because as you guys know, I have this idea for a quest line for Wraith. Say, you guys know how in Marvel's Spider-Man, where you have to go around in the Silver Lining DLC, and you have to go around and collect each audio log from each one, and after you have the Magia Enforcer that is at the end, and you get a phone call with Wraith. Now, the only reason why I would say like I want this, because she has more, like she's probably recruiting more and more and more, right? So say down the line, like we're fighting like each and every single Magia Enforcer to the point where Yuri comes out of nowhere and she decides to fight us, right? Now, with that, I feel like the cutscene could also go like this. Since Kraven is going to be going around the city hunting Spider-Man, hunting potentially everybody around, Yuri is also known as an anti-hero, for those that don't know, in the comics as well. So what if there's a chance that Spider-Man could draw her back over to the good side? Because as you guys know, she's an anti-hero. So that'd be amazing to see, because like we could actually use some of the same. Now, same tech, we do not. I don't know what she uses for tech, so someone let me know down in the comment section below. I don't know what she uses for tech, but following that, it says, ultimately the main takeaway of the Tombstone missions and the thing worth copying is their high level of quality. So as long as Wraith's part in Marvel Spider-Man 2 culminates in a boss fight, introduces some unique gameplay, and tells an interesting story, it would be some of the best side content in the game, with the main plot already having a lot going on between symbiote Peter, Kraven, and Venom. Treating Wraith content like Tombstone seems like the best approach to take. Now, along with this, like, I do believe at some point we are going to meet Wraith in like a cutscene or like in a random side quest while we're streaming across the city, and we end up having to do like a lot of missions. But let me know what you guys think down in the description below. Do you think that the Wraith side quest should play out like in Marvel Spider-Man 2018? Or do you think that it should be like sort of similar to the point where she's like recruiting a whole bunch of officers to join her and to get like a whole bunch of her stuff. Because as we know, keep in mind, you guys have to remember that Yuri is Spider-Man's old friend, and it would make a lot of sense for them like to talk and to fight, and hopefully, since she's an anti-hero, hopefully Peter will be able to talk her down into helping him at some point, or at least that would be something good. But other than that, it's been your boy Phoenix, and I'll see you guys later with another spectacular Spidey webtastic banger.